There's a word I want you to sit with for a second before we go anywhere. Crucifixion, not the symbol, not the jewelry, not the image on the wall of a church you grew up in. I mean the thing itself. In the Roman world, crucifixion was not art, not theology, not comfort. It was the most deliberately humiliating form of execution the ancient world had ever engineered, and it was designed that way on purpose. Cicero, Rome's greatest orator, said the word cross was too obscene to be spoken in polite company. Roman law banned it for citizens entirely. Crucifixion was the death of slaves, of rebels, of the disposable. After the slave revolt of Spartacus was crushed in 71 BCE, the general Crassus had 6,000 captured slaves crucified, not in some hidden field, but along the Appian Way, the main road into Rome. Mile after mile of bodies on poles, left to rot in the open air. That was Rome's welcome sign. And crucifixion was never meant to be private. Crosses were planted at the busiest intersections, the most traveled roads, on hills where every eye could see. Because this wasn't just an execution. It was theater. It was propaganda. The condemned was flogged until his back was open, forced to carry the crossbeam through jeering crowds, stripped naked in public, because the shame was the point. The humiliation was the point. Death could take hours, sometimes days. The genius of crucifixion was its slowness. Rome got days of propaganda from a single body. The cross didn't just break bodies, it broke imaginations. It taught entire populations what not to dream, who not to become, what not to attempt. It was Rome's loudest word, spoken in blood, nails, and public degradation. Now bring all of that to one specific Friday afternoon outside Jerusalem. A carpenter from Galilee. No army, no political office, no Roman citizenship, is condemned and crucified. His charge nailed above him in public mockery, King of the Jews. To every Roman official watching, this is completely routine. Another failed rebel, another body, another warning. The Apostle Paul doesn't flinch from this. He calls the cross a scandal because he knows exactly what it looked like, and he says it anyway. Because the claim isn't that Jesus avoided Rome's worst. The claim is that he walked straight into it. 3 days later, something happens that Rome has no category for. Rome said shame. The resurrection says crowned. Rome said forgotten. The resurrection says eternal. Rome said, we decide who matters. The resurrection says, watch what happens next. If the cross was the loudest word the most powerful empire on earth knew how to speak, then the resurrection is the answer it never saw coming.